Ready? I'll have to mute our computers as well.
You are live.
Oh, we live?
We're
okay.
live.
We have YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram right here in the middle. This is really weird.
Yeah, I don't know which one.
Okay, but we've got someone here. Alex Delage. Hello, is online. Hey, there we go. All right, what's up, everyone? How you all doing? God damn, there's so many people on here.
Okay, wow. Right, so we wanted to concentrate today more than anything on theory. So we were like, ask us some questions online. Let's see what we can do to help people kind of develop their magic, not from just like a sleight of hand sense, but more the way you think about your magic, the way you perform effects. And it came from, you just released a new trick.
Mm-hmm.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. You won't mention the name.
Yeah, go find it if you need to. But that new trick, some people asked, hey, you can't necessarily borrow a bill. So we were like, well, you wouldn't borrow a bill to then increase the denomination and then give them more money back because, it's not real magic. You just lose money. So, it's quite interesting to say, like, why, as magicians, why do we snap our fingers?
Why do we make sometimes our life more difficult when we perform, or performing lives more difficult? Like, so to answer the one with, we put out a bill change, and it changed front and back, and you change like a 1 into a 20, or 100, or whatever you want, and there's loads of questions coming in, guys. And the question from a lot of people was, oh, can I borrow a bill and then do this? And the answer is directly no. There is a way to borrow a bill and do it, but when I was going out testing this effect, and I was like, okay, I need to borrow a bill now and then change it to a 20, which in the UK, like a 5 to a 20 is quite a lot of money, especially to perform it 10 times a night. I was like, actually, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to borrow someone's bill and then change it to like a way bigger one and then hand it back to them to keep. So after actually testing this out, I realized, oh, my own problem was solved. Why are we worrying about if you can borrow a bill? Unless you're doing it for a corporate event to one important person, this is not going to matter whatsoever. And it was just a few questions like this about other effects out there and general magic theory that we just wanted to have some questions answered for and sort of give you our thoughts and feelings on why sometimes we sort of cut our own legs off before we even start running. So we've had some inboxes, I believe, and some questions coming in live right now.
Let's go through some hellos first.
All right,
We've got Normal Magic saying, I love your magic. Not sure who that's to, but we'll both accept the compliment.
We got the guy Luke Swinkle says 33 people. So many. That's 78 on Instagram, 20 on YouTube. Where's the number counting here?
Here, 43.
43. Still not very much, to be honest.
Everyone watching this is fiddling with a deck right now, or coins. That's from Maximilian.
Which deck do you... Azram Ridzwan, which deck do you use now? Blue cohorts. They're just phenomenal. They're crushed on luxury pressed E7 stock, and the design is based off the Arcos, which are not in print anymore. And they're one of our favourite decks. So we just use these, and they actually feel so good.
Yeah. We got three cameras set up, by the way. If we look like we're looking around.
I want to ask you all how to do the top change.
I got some thoughts on the top change, actually.
Go for it.
Okay, so, Brad teaches the top change. It's an age-old move. And when he teaches it, he comes across two different planes. He's got, like, imagine this axis here. This is going to be like a horizontal axis. And then you've got this forward axis here. So when I first learnt it from, I think it was like Crash Course 1 or not, Brad keeps a break and he'll come back to kind of this plane. And then as he does the switch, he points forward. So say, hey, hold out your hand for me. Hold out your hand, and you've already executed the change. So I'll do it face up for everyone. You come across like this, and as you reach forward to get them to gesture, hey, give me a hand a second, or get me that glass, you've done the change. So I don't like that. I think that's the way that normal people kind of execute that top change. I've been doing it a lot lately instead of a double lift, which is to kind of keep it here, and instead of pushing off that brake to get that top change, I actually just come almost at like a diagonal angle here. So I come diagonally across and I square those cards up and I lift as I come away. So, Lloyd, do me a favour, hold out your hand for me. Yeah, this one, cool. This hand never moves, you know. You got this kind of cover. You can see I'll do an exposed view. Let's say I was going to place it on top of this glass, I'd do it like that. So I'm coming diagonally across. I get caught nil times doing it that way. And it's actually taken the place of a double lift for me now. So I don't know if you've got any thoughts on the top change, but a lot of people, you know, they think about these two planes of motion, the hands coming together, whether you keep this hand stationary or not. A lot of people say that you should never move this hand and you should do the top change like this. And you kind of like gesture towards. So yeah, I don't know.
I have some thoughts on it. I do top change every time I perform, but I started doing Instagram videos and some effects needed a top change. And for me, the top change in that circumstance then has to be absolutely flawless because you can't get away with misdirection like you could in real life when the camera's burning you. What I found is that actually isn't fully true. If you watch any of my videos, there's some card ones I've used it in recently. My top change, I don't care where my hand positions are. I don't care if it's here or there or at the top of the card or the back of the card. But I do care about when. So it's all about when for me. And it's really hard to explain, but I only do it when I'm not thinking about anything. So if I'm laughing, I'll do the top change. If I want to look somewhere, or if my attention's generally be caught, I sort of train myself to do the top change when I'm not thinking. It's kind of hard, and it makes me sound like I'm good at it. I'm not good at it, but if anyone asks me a question, I'll top change then, and I'll just wait for the right moment, and I can feel when something is just about to distract me, or them, more importantly, and that's when it'll happen. It'll just be like, okay, oh, there's a postman coming, I don't know. And it's more about the timing for me and the when. And I don't care where my fingers are. If it's at the top edge of the card, back edge, whatever, I'll just do it when I get a chance. As soon as we're distracted.
That's a good point. It's like top changing when they think the trick is over or that you've done, you know, what you need to do. So in an ambitious card, you know, the best time to top change is after the reveal. So you reveal the card. So let's say, oh, boom, turn it over, it comes to the top. Now you're in this position to kind of turn it over and say, actually, you can do it this time, and I top changed it. And you put it in nice and slow. They think nothing's happened. I'm not going to touch it this time. I place it on the table. Every time you get that reveal, there's a natural like breath the audience takes, like a, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you can stand back and relax and come back and be like, actually, I tell you what, we'll do it one more time. And that's a top change. So it's just natural. You know, we don't do it justice. There's a guy called Ben Earl. He's a UK magician. He talks about movement and being natural and neo movement. Definitely check out
He talks about the top change starts in your feet.
Yeah.
And how he practices that. I can't give away his methods of practice. But yeah, his thoughts on the top change is just crazy. Like I thought mine was different just because I don't do any specific handling. It's just when. But he goes to a whole other level. And just think, guys, the top change, once you've learned how to do this, then you can start learning the top change. Yeah. That's not even the beginning for it, you know. It's everything around it, all the fluff around it.
Yeah.
Timing, beats, body position, what your audience are doing, like effectively the top change, the method is them.
Yeah, I mean, giving everyone a challenge out there, I'm watching 3 different cameras, but giving everyone a challenge out there, I would say, don't do another double lift for a week.
Yeah.
Don't do another double lift for a week and see, you can only top change, you can only use the KM move, you can only use the Venus flytrap or whatever, but don't do another double lift for a week and see how good your top change becomes. You know, see how many audiences you can fool, how many people you can fool with a top change.
A good thing is to go around your house or go for a walk and constantly top change. So if you're walking up the stairs and your body's at an position, do the top change. If you're making a drink, top change, put the cards down. Do it everywhere you think, everywhere for a week. Yeah. And do it in awkward positions when you're laying down flat, when you're standing up, when you've got one foot on a stool. Because your body will learn all the muscle memory for any position you're in. So if you think you can only top change when everyone's laughing, initiate a joke or a laughter moment, lean back when you're off balance, do a top change then, because your body will feel natural and you're not going to be doing it for the first time. It sounds ridiculous, but
yeah, it kind of leads
that sort of stuff
into more of what we wanted to discuss, which is like theory on sleight of hand. You know, when we perform casually, so we are casual. And when people perform for money and at gigs and they're in front of an audience, they tend to tense up. Everyone tenses up. So for the pass to happen, they kind of get their break and they're like, and they don't ever relax in that moment. They don't ever just get their break, drop their hand, have a conversation with somebody. And the best way to get away with sleight of hand that is difficult is to not do it, at a certain beat. Don't do it because you have to do it right then and there. You can stop a performance for anything. You can say, let's say you do a trick and they go, oh, that was incredible. Actually, we'll do another one. Take a card. They take a card, play it back. You've got your break for the pass. And then you can just say, wait, do you remember his card?
No idea.
No? Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that was the widest open pass ever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, people. People
use
stress
your body.
so much about sticking on their script, and the one thing I do, and you do it as well, is that we like to have conversations with our audience. So if you've ever seen a magician, say a stand. Okay, for example, hold out your hand, and then you hold the hand out, and the magician goes, "No, the clean one." And some people will want to have their own bit of wit back. They might say, "Oh, they're both dirty." "Oh yeah, sorry, I've been with your wife or something." And right, how many magicians will go? They're so stuck on the script. They go, and they just carry on with the trick. Now, when that happens to us, if there's a line where somebody has an input back, I put my deck down and I'll start having a laugh with them. As long as they remember where their card is, so put your card back in, hold your hand out, none of the clean one. Oh yeah, I got it from you. No worries, right? We'll carry on in a minute. Because then when you engage with them, they start to like you. They champion you for the effect to be good at the end.
Yeah.
If you just acknowledge them by going, or they go, you see it all the time with magicians. They just ignore what the spectator says. They don't have any real connection with them, and they just continue doing their trick. Then the spectator's like, well, he didn't listen to me. I'm not going to listen to him.
Yeah, I think as well, like you're saying, magicians, they kind of live in this world where they are the most interesting person that a stranger is ever likely to meet. So because you're a magician, you can do things that other people can't even fathom are actually possible. So because you say things like, oh, I'll show you a trick, and they're blown away by that first trick, they're completely focused on you, and you're focused on you as well. And that is a problem for a lot of magicians. And I noticed myself doing it. I got a new puppy a couple months ago, and then I started to act like I was the only person with a dog ever. I'm like walking along, they're like, your dog's so cute. And I'm like, oh, thank you, she's a puppy. And I walk away and I'm like, I didn't acknowledge their dog at all. I didn't say that their dog was cute. I didn't reciprocate the compliment. It's like somebody saying to you, oh, you look great today. And then you're going, thanks.
I know.
And as a performer, half of the performance is hearing back from your audience. It's hearing something back. So, a top change, for instance, it comes to the top, boom, you've got it there. And you say, they go, oh, that's amazing. And you go, oh, thanks, man. I've been doing it for years. You're still here. You're not doing anything. What do you do?
Yeah.
And you just keep flashing this card. What do you do? Oh, I can construct, not as good as you. Top change. Really, you can do it as bad as you want, and you can just leave it sticking out halfway then, and leave it on the table. So you're here like this. And you go, oh yeah. You're talking to them. Oh yeah, I work in an office.
So they can see it, so they just leave it like this on the table.
That sounds interesting. You're like, listen, I'll show you again with your 6, and I'm just miscalling it. I'm just taking a little peek, miscalling. I'll show you again. What did you choose? 6. Watch. It goes in. Snap your fingers. And it comes to the top again. So
much more fooling.
And it's a lot more fooling. It's a lot more magical. It's a lot cleaner. And it's a lot more enjoyable for them. And they're going to go away, half of charisma is being interested as much as you are interesting. So if people find you interesting, and you find yourself interesting, then you're not a very charismatic person. But if you're interested in other people and their lives and their jobs and their careers and how they came to be in that bar that night or at this charity event that you're working at, you're going to end up with a better performance and a more fooling performance when it comes to sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's a really good point saying that. And like so many magicians give advice now saying, just be yourself, be personable, and become a character or an extension of yourself. And the other thing which is not so mentioned so often is half of your character is them.
Someone says they say be interested whilst ignoring the majority of the comments.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say on that point. Let's go and give some shout outs. Let's go back through some of the messages. All right, going from here, I'm just going to scroll back a little bit. All right, we've got Sav. He's like the golden golden info. I can't read it very well on Instagram. We've got Derek Chua, Lloyd, and Geraint. Oh, Derek's from the Philippines, in Manila. We met him with, Derek's American and Filipino, right? He travels back and forth.
Yeah, Bird Villanueva, Ron Salamancero, JB. All those guys in the Philippines are amazing. If you ever get a chance to go to the Philippines, it's got one of the greatest magic scenes we've ever seen. The guys, they love magic. Right, go through your comments and give us some shout-outs. Could you talk about Magician's Guild? I think we kind of covered it.
No, let's just say hello to some people. Hi.
I just want to acknowledge everyone's question first. So, talk about Magician's Guild from Levi Magic. We kind of covered it with being guilty and being tense. There you go. Charisma equals interested plus interesting.
Nevin Sanchez. Maybe a weird thing, but watching how other people handle cards is interesting and gets me creative. Was that Nevin, who we mentioned earlier? We got Barak Salmin. Hello from Kuwait. All the way in Kuwait. Amazing. What? We got... Who else we got? Robert Rathbone. Hi all. Hi, Robert.
Joker says on YouTube, what's the best way to force a card? Joker, that's very interesting. The best way to force a card, in my view, is the classic force. And the best use of it I've seen is probably Danny D'Ortiz's Invisible Deck.
Oh, yeah.
Where he classic forces imaginary cards.
He doesn't have a deck, he classic forces a card verbally.
Yeah.
It's amazing. He's like, okay, I'm going to check out the Jack of Hearts, 9 of Diamonds, 7 of Spades, whatever you want, just call out stop, 4 of Clubs, 3 of Hearts, and then he just forces. It's amazing.
And then my other favourite way to force is this. So I say to someone, let's try something. It may not work, but we'll try something interesting. Okay? Follow these instructions perfectly. Number 1, picture a blank card in your mind, and you're going to put a number in the corner. Number 2, paint that card vividly and choose a suit. You got one?
And everyone type in what card you're thinking of.
And you comment what card you're thinking of now.
As fast as you can. 3, 2, 1, go. What we got? It's coming through.
Scroll down on Facebook. A couple new comments there.
Oh, we got Dwayne, completely ignoring it.
So the card is the 2 of Hearts. So essentially,
8 of Spades, 4 of Spades, 5 of Clubs, 2 of Clubs, close, 10 of Spades, 3 of Hearts,
3 of Hearts. Let's see,
2 of Spades.
the principle is called Superior Psych, and
here we go. Ben Ian Mingis.
Yeah, Wilbur's 2 of Hearts.
Oh,
Wilbur knows this one as well. Wilbur knows this force. One of the best forces I do for spectators because they're not as familiar as magicians are with a deck of cards. So when you do this, this is called a psych force. When you do this, go on, try this one.
All right, let's try another psych with my own camera. All right,
you got a couple.
Get ready to type in a card. Okay, but you have to follow the steps. So everyone, I haven't done this for so long. Everyone think of forget the suit for now, but just think of a random value of a playing card and try and avoid the obvious ones like aces and stuff like that. Okay. Everyone got a random value? Okay, now if we're going to change your mind a little bit to make sure that it's a bit more fair, so I couldn't even guess where you are. If you think of a number card, change to a picture card. If you think of a picture card, change to a number card. And again, avoid the obvious cards in those categories. Okay, everyone got a value. Now you're going to add a suit to that value. And again, like the spades is the poker suit, everyone knows that. Think of the suit which you'd say most people don't even know what it is or be least likely to choose, and add that to the cards. You now have a value and a suit. All right? So you got 5 seconds to comment what card you're thinking of right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the comments are coming in.
I think YouTube might be a bit
A
delayed.
bit slow. Chicken nuggets. 52 group Jack of Clubs over here.
Yeah, Jack of Clubs from Stefan.
Jack of Clubs from Kavanagh. Jack of Spades from Overlish. Jack of Diamonds.
Somebody else, 2 of Hearts.
That's a bit of a delay on there, right?
No.
Jack of Clubs on Facebook. Jack of Diamonds. Red Jones. Everyone, a lot of people getting it right. Jack of Clubs with
Levi
SJ Magic.
Magic,
Jack of Clubs. Jack of Hearts. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Levi Magic. Jack of Clubs. You got the Jack of Clubs. So quite a high percentage you're getting that one right. That's not my psych force, unfortunately. That's Russ Andrews combined with a suit force of mine. Russ Andrews numbers, I think it is. It's just genius. It's a genius thing, and when it hits, it's just like real magic.
Yeah, let's take a couple questions. What we wanted to ask you guys was like, is there anything that you want to discuss? You know, the validity, I guess, of doing a card trick, for instance, is something I've got strong opinions on at the moment, which is that when you introduce a deck of cards, you're essentially introducing a prop to your audience. So I like to always open my set with coin magic because coins are more organic. So if you've got any questions about particular coin tricks, gimmicks versus non-gimmicks, any kind of theory-based questions in magic, then great. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Joker. The best force is probably the classic force.
I disagree.
Oh, go on.
The only force pretty much 99% of the time I use is the crosscut force. Somebody actually did a study on forces in New York, I think. I read it on the Jerks blog. And they tested every type of force. And the most fooling one that came up on top resoundingly was the crosscut force. But it's the fact that you put the cards down, aspect, cut any way they want to mark it, talk for 2 seconds and check the card they chose. Happens in their hands. And I must have been doing this since day one of card magic. And I still use it now. I don't try and get fancy. I just do it.
Someone says, are blue cohorts marked at all? Yes, they are marked. So not only are they Card to Monday's first ever luxury press stock, so they're thinner than Bicycle Crushed, which is incredible, and they feel amazing. This deck's probably about 3 weeks old.
Yeah, this is too.
But yeah, they're incredible. So they are marked and they feel amazing.
Let's go through quick fire. We've got Asad Rajput on Facebook. How to identify your audience? I think you just have to see that they're there. Done. Mark Brown on Facebook. What's the best rubber band trick in your opinion?
Oh my god, I hate rubber band magic.
I love rubber band magic.
I think rubber band magic.
Love it.
To me, the lowest forms of magic are flap card gum tricks.
Yeah, that's pretty crap.
If I see another trick with a flavour of gum changes, I think I'm going to have to quit magic. But slightly above that for me is when I see rubber band tricks.
Oh, see, I'm totally the opposite. Instantly, a rubber band is such an everyday item. Whether you're in a bar, a coffee shop, you'll quite often find a rubber band lying around, and you can get away with so much visual magic with it that it just seems mental to not use it. To answer the question, probably liquid band by I think it's Vinnie Marini, with a straw through rubber band, or like Crazy Man's handcuffs. But I do it in their hands, so they actually have 2 bands on their fingers and they do it themselves. That's my favourite way of doing it, probably. How important by Yosvani Gomez? How important is mnemonica?
I don't do mnemonica. You do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you're more qualified to...
It's not important if you don't want to... Magic is about mainly the end result, the reactions. You can get reactions with any trick. So It depends what you're going for. It's just a great tool to have if you want to potentially up the fairness of your magic, especially if you let them take a deck, cut it under a table, take a card out, and hand you the deck back, and you know what card it is. Because you peeked the last one in the deck, then you're in like golden territory where people are just going to be bejangled. I don't know if that's a word. Greetings from Russia.
Oh, here we go. Can you do an impromptu version of the invisible deck? Zafir_magic. Zafir, yes. Go and look at Danny D'Ortiz's invisible deck. And it's completely impromptu. It's with an actual invisible deck. He does it without touching a deck.
Fan vids. Also in that same study, Classic Force was the least fooling.
No way.
Oh, Draven Mentalist, best props mind reading. Pete Turner's Star Sign Revelation.
Yeah, it's called Isabella Star. I think I've got the book up there on the shelf.
It makes me want to do dirty things for myself when I perform that. It's the best.
Yeah.
Or Olivia Bose's. Olivia Bose has a proper Star Sign Revelation.
Don't reveal it.
No, I'm not going to, but it's when it hits, it's the cleanest one in the world. So check out Olivia Bose from Portugal, I think. I can't remember what it's called.
Is it Oliver Boas? It's spelled Boes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay, with Steve-O Magic. Hi lads, I'm a close-up magician, and I've been doing it for 10 years. Recently had my confidence knocked to the point I'm refusing to do gigs now. My reason is because my last gigs, I completely lost my routine, and mid-performance I'm struggling to jump from one trick to another. How would you recommend making a whole routine?
Okay.
I have some thoughts on this.
I mean, I used to gig all the time. I used to do weddings. I used to do a residency in a bar. You'll know from the first trick whether or not they're going to respond to multiple effects. And the best thing for me is you want to... I think it's more Darwin Ortiz's kind of thing, which is to build, have a kind of build-in... I think it's in this book, Stronger Magic. Start with a trick that opens, and I always open with a proposition bet. So I open with something that doesn't look like magic. So whether it be Pot of Jam by James Brown, or But Wait, What Is It by Eddie Fetcher, which is 2-card Monty. Both of those tricks start as a bet, and they don't know that it's a magic trick until after. So it's only on the final reveal of the pot of jam in your hand, or when they turn the cards over and they see that they're different, that they actually see that this is a magical moment. And then I build with another trick, and I build with another trick. If you need a deck switch, if you need to get rid of a normal deck to bring on a gimmick deck, put a coin trick in between. So you've got justification to put this deck away in your pocket and to go to another trick and then start again, with a gimmick deck after. So try and end on your best trick. Try and start with something that isn't proposed as a magic trick.
That's a really good point.
And in the middle, if you need to kind of go from one thing to another, have justification for it. And, don't do the biddle trick where it comes from, it goes invisible and it appears in between their hands. And then do, a classic.
Michael
coin punch.
Hunter watching the stream while having my back massaged.
Oh my God. What a legend.
I want to say something, but I can't.
Yeah, don't.
We'll make sure this video ends on a happy note. My advice for Steel Magic is that I often do this thing as a creativity test, and I spoke about it on the live stream yesterday, which is to ask your audience what you want to happen. So I make sure that when I perform, if I don't know what I'm going to do when I start most card tricks. So I'll have a card chosen. I don't know what control I'm going to do. It depends on the situation. It'll just happen in the moment. And I'll quite often have a card selected, and maybe I'll control it or know where it is in the deck, and then say, what would you, if you could do magic, what would you do to that card? And then your audience will tell you. So that to them strong. If they say, oh, I would change one card to another, or I'd have it appear in my pocket, or I would make it disappear, or fold itself, whatever. You hear some really funny ideas, and you actually get a bit of interaction. But then we all know the basics of like palming, changing cards, and switching cards out, and loading them in other places. Once your audience tells you what to do, you can give them exactly what they want, which is like the perfect result for them. But it also means that you don't have to plan routines in advance. So I just go in, I have no idea what I'm going to do from time to time, and just start freestyling and say, what do you want me to do? Anything you want, your card's lost in the deck. Tell me something to happen, and just see what they get. And if they don't tell you what anything that's achievable, give them some options. Say, do you want me to change the card, make it levitate, vanish? Give me some ideas. I don't know, whatever you want. And make sure that every option you give them, you know what you're going to do.
I tell you what, this is a perfect... I've got a note on my phone. This is from the 14th of July, 2018. So this is the morning before I was lecturing in the Philippines, and I wrote down a set list to perform and to teach through this. And here's the thinking on it. Hopefully, Steve-O, this can help you out. So I do a trick called extra extra, where I take some gum from my mouth and it restores to a normal piece. So I wrote, sorry, it's rude to chew gum, extra extra. So I know now that when I come out onto stage to perform, I've got gum in my mouth and I need to get rid of it. That's the justification for doing the trick, is to take the gum, make it a normal piece. Sorry, it's rude to chew gum on stage. Here you go. Check it out, it's real. Now I get 2 people up and I perform a transpo of a card trick from one person to another. Then, because I've got 2 people, I can now go into spectator card to pocket and I can get one card to go from the deck into his pocket on the other side of the room. And now I bring out the phone. So I do Fate 3.0, I tell them what song they're thinking of. I do a prediction routine, and now go into a star sign reveal and a pin code. And I already had someone's date of birth from Facebook who I knew was attending. So when I did the pin code and star sign reveal for real, using Pete Turner's method and using Cypher, then I chose a random person who'd never touched the phone and told him his star sign and date of birth. So every single thing became more and more impossible, and it built, and there was a reason to have those people there. There was a reason to introduce the gum. There was a reason to introduce, jumping from one spectator to another and then go into the other person's pocket, because I had 2 people at opposite sides of the room. So just think about every trick that you like doing and see how it can lead into one another. See how you can justify it leading into one another.
That's really smart. Yeah, like if you go out, if I'll do like a bill effect, or I'll do like a straw through bill, and then I'll do a rubber band trick where I put the straw through the rubber band, and then I'll go and do some rubber band effects, and they all tie in really nicely, and it keeps your audience engaged, not them really realizing you're stopping and starting effects. But I want to speak to Michael Hunter. What's your that worked moment when you kind of messed up? I talked about this yesterday when I was we were in LA for the summit. I won $100 off Adam Wilber. I think he's on the street. He had a deck of cards like this. He shuffled. I was just chatting away to like Oban, I think it was, and he took a card out and he looked at it and he went, "Hey Lloyd, if you can tell me what card this is, I'll give you $100." And I said, "Okay, 5 of spades." And he was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "How'd you do that?" I was like, "Oh, it's an old method I've been working on." And he was like, "What?" And then he literally gave me $100, and I went and bought some new magic books. And the method was so stupid, and it actually worked. When he looked at the card, he went, "Hey Lloyd, tell me what card this is. I'll give you $100." And he flashed it to me by accident. And I was like, "Okay, great. 4 of clubs." Yeah. And he bloody well did. I was like, "Oh, that worked. I'm going to do that more often."
So good.
All right.
There's loads of people who are
I'm Virtuoso. Hello. Hey, how's it going? Aaron, holla at your boy. I'll never do that again. I'm sorry. Michael Eaton. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Michael Eaton.
Hello, Michael Eaton. In Mentalism Act, what's the best trick to do? Subjective to your audience. Have you got a stage, parlor, street, cafe, bar? Is it too loud to talk?
I've got a delivery.
That's his food delivery.
I know.
I'll hold court.
You'll hold court.
Go and see door. Go.
I will.
Go.
See you later.
Or your food will go stale. All right, you're stuck with me now, lads and ladies. All right, someone fire. Speak Spanish. Hola. Close up. That's just a word. All right, can you guys teach some good false cuts now? I don't really do false cuts. I don't know. The OSE cut is really good. Put 3 packets on the table, collect them up. It's not a magician fooler, but your audience will have no idea. They'll fool themselves with it. That's something I will use if I'm going to do a false cut. John Bing, hey Lloyd, how's the day going there? Day's going good. It's actually sunny for once in a while, and we're in Wales, and it usually pisses down with rain. But it's looking pretty good right now. It's a Friday, so I might even finish the day off with a beer, mate. I don't know why I turned Australian, but I did. Card reveal trick. I've been doing Daniel Madison's burn for a reveal. So if you guys don't know what that is, you take someone chooses a card, and they burn it with a lighter, and it looks like the pips on the card itself. I bought a whole 1x4 stack and just burnt about 52 playing cards to look at it. We've got David Zamora. What's more important, method or impact on spectator? Depends what you're doing. I think the overall obviously the impact on the spectator. If you've got a trick that's got an amazing method, but it's boring to the spectator, then why are you doing it? Unless you're performing for magicians, which I often do. So I'll try and have two type styles of routines that I work with. One will be for laymen, the other will be when I'm at magic conventions and filming with magicians, show them stuff. All right. What tricks can you use in a club with loud music where you can't speak or hear? Blind man's bill change. Plug. No, but anything visual, obviously. I'm trying to think, what do I do? I do my own routine, so I don't want to sound like I'm plugging them. So if you want me to name what I do in a club, I'll tell you, but I don't particularly want to plug them. Best American accent. God damn, boy, I can't read a rap, but I can fuck my sister. Shit, I shouldn't have swore, sorry. That's like Kentucky or something. Hello, Ellusionist from Malaysia. This is from Halfsea. Can you make some cards that you never done? Card trick you've never done before. Can we make a card trick we've never done before? Yeah, probably. We'll have a go. There's some stuff you'll probably see in the future. Don't think we can do it right now. Maybe we can. Do you know a good project for card magic that I can do on the street? Check out Bragg Christian's Card Club on Ellusionist. He literally teaches the best, like the most common and well-worked card tricks of all time. Snoop19, what trick can you do on a talent show? Snoop, what type of performer are you? Do you have visual magic, mentalism, playing cards only? I don't know. Alright. Top 3 focus with a ring. Do you have top 3 ring tricks?
Oh my god. A ring. Obviously, ring flight.
I'm going to move this.
Yeah.
Ring flight, yeah, do you do it?
Do you know what? I don't. I used to. I used to do pro flight by, what's his name? Nick. The guy who did Digital Horseback.
Oh, Nick Einhorn.
Nick Einhorn, pro flight, I think it's called. I used to do that quite a bit. And then Ring Flight Revolution by Dave Bonsall and Prop Dog. I just don't like carrying loads of things in my pockets. You know, I don't know if you guys have got this. I carry Kim Anderson's Silver Edge on me all the time. I've got Michael Murray's Deadlock, which is coming out soon on Ellusionist. I got that on my keys. And then I got Cypher and Tempest on my phone. And then normal deck of cards.
I do a few ring tricks. They're all impromptu. I do, obviously, Geraint's ring thing. And then I do Alex Ward's ring through finger. And I do I have a routine called Steadfast with a ring and rubber band, where the ring will melt off and on the rubber band. And then the last phase, you put the ring on someone's hand with the band trapped, and then the band melts through, and they're left back with their ring. And that gets like wicked reaction. They're just 3 impromptu, easy tricks too, like really simple tricks. So check those out. Obviously, Garrett Thompson's ring thing is probably the best. Oh, and Nick Lawrence's on-off.
Yeah, on-off.
That's really good. Nick Lawrence is a genius.
And if you want to know how to put that into a routine, check out Justin Miller's Divorce on Ellusionist or on magicstream.com. There you go. We're on brand, just in case.
Speaking of brand, Michael Eden, when are you going to do a course on brand and marketing for magicians, guys? Now, this is your bread and butter. Can't give away your secrets.
Yeah. I mean, it's like touring. You know, comedians don't really release like a special until they're done with touring the material, because they don't want people seeing the secrets and seeing the punchlines when they come to see them live, because they've seen it on Netflix. So I don't think that I'll ever put a course out on marketing until I'm kind of out of marketing magic, until I've stopped marketing magic tricks to people or decks of cards, because, you know, it's the secret sauce. You can't give away the recipe whilst you're still cooking it.
Good answer. This guy, Kenneth Libradilla, he asked this question twice, I think. How do you find your value as a magician, or what will be the basis for the cost of charge? Oh, I think it's actual, not value as a magician, like actually how much do you charge for a gig?
Okay, so this is something you've got to take into account. When you go to a gig, you're going to use decks of cards, okay? That's consumable. You're going to get people to sign cards. You're going to get people to ruin that deck. So you're going to need to take multiple decks. You're going to put the cost of those cards in. You've got to dry clean your suit. You've got to put that into there as well. You've got to pay public liability insurance sometimes. Sometimes you might be signed up to equity. Equity is like a union for magicians. So the cost of that membership has to be, spread across the gigs you're likely to get. You've got to pay tax to your local country. You might have to pay national insurance. You might have to pay off student loans. So you have to set a price that you think is going to easily cover those bills. And if you only got, let's say you're being conservative, you're like, I can guarantee 1 gig a month. And you can live on, let's say, £1,000 a month. Now you're like, okay, I'm going to charge £1,000. That's my rate, £1,000. And if I get 2 gigs for that month, then great. And if I don't, again. And you've also got to set your rate depending on which venues you're likely to perform. So I used to perform at like 5-star hotels, or like the city, like Cardiff City council buildings and things, where they used to rent that out for weddings and such. And I would have a rate for that, which was like, relatively cheap, given what magicians in London charge. But because it was local to the area, it was a kind of a lower rate. And then I'd have a separate one. So I had a residency in Revolution. And when I was a single lad, when I was a bit younger and I was in uni, I would go to Revolution on Saturday night and drink. Oh, you got your live videos paused.
Why's that? Temperature.
You might have to move it off.
My live video on Instagram paused. Oh, my temperature is cooking right now.
I think it's because you're resting it on the fan. So yeah.
No, don't call it. It's calling my emergency number. Don't do that.
So I used to set a different price to Revolution because I thought, right, I'm going to get a bar tab, which is costing them nothing. It's costing them the price of alcohol.
I'm going to put this in the fridge. Look at that, guys. Instagram. If you're on Instagram, temperature on my phone is too hot.
Back.
And I'm good. Okay, let's do it.
So yeah, make sure you set it to, a rate that you can comfortably live on and pay all of those bills. And if anyone ever says to you, hey, that sounds super expensive, I always used to say, you can definitely find someone cheaper, but you won't find someone better. And that's one thing you can say to people on the phone, whether it be true or not, I guess. It depends how confident you are in your own ability. But you can definitely find someone cheaper, but you won't find someone better. And unless you live in LA, where like Justin Willman is, I guess it's true.
Also, one other way to look at it is, how much do you need to live off a month? So say you need to live off £1,000 a month, then work out how many gigs you can get a month. Say you can get 1 a week. Then say, right, I'm going to charge $250 per gig, because that's what you need. You can't do it for any less, otherwise you won't live. And if you're getting 2 gigs a week and you need to earn £3,000 a month, then find a genius who can work that maths out. I can't. Miles Thornton, what's your impromptu trick for when you leave the house without cards? I spoke about this earlier. I quite like asking people to challenge me. So I'll say, give me anything, and then tell me what to do with it. Or just pass me something, I'll do magic with it. And I don't go super creative. Sometimes I'll try it, or I will if I got an idea. But a lot of it can be like someone gives you a napkin or a straw. And I'll just do tricks that I know with things like that. Or I'll borrow some money and I'll read the serial number and reveal it with their calculator on their phone. Things like that. Really simple. And also Propolis mind reading. Pete Turner's star sign reveal, and there's a few calculator tricks by Pete Turner that was like sort of refreshed from Animan. It's just things like that is what I'll do.
Yeah.
But I quite like the challenge. Hey, pass me anything, and I'll show you some magic with it. Sometimes it puts you in, gives you amazing ideas too.
Yeah, Miles, I just do cipher, and then do a star sign kind of reveal if I've got my phone on me. I'll always have my wallet leaving the house as well. I do. I don't know if I can give that away. I've got a trick in my wallet that I do. If you forget a deck of cards, you'll likely have something on you, like a coin, and you can just do a 1 coin routine or something cool like that.
When is Ellusionist coming to India? I spent a month in India traveling. It's my favourite country on planet Earth. Whenever I can find an excuse to go back there, I'll be back. You're going to hunt me down. Someone said, my question may sound dumb, but do you think it's morally right to use someone else's effect in your repertoire if you figured out that effect for yourself? I think, yeah, it is morally wrong. For example, you've seen a certain New York magician do an effect at the session that you thought was great. but it's his trick and it's not released. So you found, and you did something completely different. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thinking. I think it's wrong.
See, working for a magic company, I have to say, yes,
Hi from India.
it's morally wrong because we have a lot of people working out methods to card tricks on our trailers. But I think when you're like, when I was like 13, 14, 15, I wasn't old enough to understand the moral implication of those things. So at the time, it depends how old you are. If you're if you're old enough to afford those tricks, then it's definitely morally wrong. There's something wrong with you. You should respect other people's artists and other people's hard work because you don't work for free and neither should they. But if you're like 13 and you've seen someone do it, like I used to work out, I worked out Blaine's, he did the snap change on TV. I worked that out, and I worked out the Fruit Loops routine, ambitious card. And it was only, a few weeks after I found Crash Course 2 from Ellusionist. Brad taught Crash Course 2, and I bought it. But at the time, I was young and I was hungry for magic, and I did work it out. I would just say, if you're going to work it out based on someone's performance, then do it. And when you can afford to pay them, and appreciate magic. But never buy from a foreign site that rips people off, because even though it's 70% less than the list price somewhere else, all you're doing is encouraging those sites to rip off magic and rip off more magic. So yeah, get it for free if you're young and you can't afford it and you can work it out and perform it and love magic, and then you can give back to magic when you've got enough money to buy those tricks and support the art, but never buy off Chinese knockoff sites.
Yeah, fair. Someone asked, what do you think of YouTube reveals? They're wrong. I know people have all the arguments in the world for it, but magic is a secretive. It's based on secrets, and but I don't think the reason's wrong just because you're revealing tricks. It's revealing other people's tricks. If I want to choose to reveal my own work, that's fine. You can do that. Thing is, magic tricks can be learned anyway. You can go to a library and learn a magic trick. If somebody's that interested in learning it, they will search it out. So you can't. It's not the platform that's at question. You can teach magic on YouTube. I'm fine with it being taught on YouTube. What I'm not fine with is revealing other people's tricks, because that's some people's livelihoods. It's the same as if a singer, if somebody covered a singer's song or just uploaded their song to YouTube, and somebody profited from it instead of the actual artist. So YouTube is just is a source, like a book is, like a DVD is, like a download is. It's just a source of media. So it's fine to reveal on YouTube, I think, because it's as open source as a library. A bit easier to get to, obviously, but it's still, you can walk into a library and learn for free. It's just revealing other people's tricks when they're not yours and you don't have permission. That's morally wrong.
Yeah. Someone's asked if I've got any tips on the clip shift, and I think the number one tip is to learn it from Surfaced, Chad Nelson's DVD Surfaced. But I do have a tip, which is you need the lightest touch on your finger, on your index finger. It needs to be the lightest possible touch you can have in order to not skew those cards and to make sure they're flush. And the other thing is, imagine the stolen card on the deck at this L angle. And if you know the mechanics, then you'll be able to perform the clip shift a lot easier, keeping those two things in mind. So they're your two tips. And then...
Someone just called me sexy.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh.
John Spade, is it? Yeah. Thanks, John.
He's looking at the wrong type of playing cards are you dribbling? This is the Blue Cohort Classics from Ellusionist. They're coming out next month.
As two guys who work for E from the UK, is a lot of your time based here or travelling? It's like split 50-50. Oh, not 50-50, obviously, but it feels like we travel a lot.
72-28.
Warning, please click the video resolution. YouTube's kind of frozen, guys. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, let's have a question on Instagram. What's your thought on gum packet tricks? David Zamora. if it's a good trick, it's a good trick. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's just the same people or the same trick being done with a gum packet and a flap, and it's just changing, or it's just loaded with gum, the same methods, stop. There's one that's been done, it's better, and that's it. But yeah, a good trick's a good trick. Doesn't matter what it's with. Even though I have a preference to shit on gum tricks. Will you ever release books? I'd like to. I just don't have time.
Yeah, I actually wrote a book called Devious in like 2009 when I was 19.
I've written a book too. I have a book.
What's it?
Yeah, I've got a Rebel.
Oh, Rebel. Yeah. I remember those.
Sold loads. That got you noticed, Devious.
Yeah. We need Ninja 3, please and thank you. Yes, Ninja 3 is coming.
April. Give some tips on the top change. Top you, Manoa. You missed it, man. It was like half an hour ago. We covered it.
Oh my god. Noah S says, I used to think you guys were the same person, but just grew a beard.
We are. This is a mirror video. This side of the screen is lagging. Are the coins for Eric Jones' Metal 4 coming back in stock? I have no idea. That's your...
Yes, Metal 4 coins are going to come back in stock. There's been a bit of controversy, I guess, about those coins, which is that OXF is originally a Jamie Schoolcraft invention. I guess that's the way that he branded it. So they are going to come back in. We've had it on the site and credited Schoolcraft since before it was released. So they will come back in, but I'm sure you guys, if you're that desperate, you'll be able to find it.
How do you deal with someone who has seen or been shown a trick you perform?
I've got a perfect...
Right. Blind man's bill change. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So on YouTube, they've exposed the double turnover. So, hey, turn over a card, you've turned over 2 as 1. It's been exposed by like a billion different outlets. But, what's not as widely known is the KM move. So I've had somebody... I've turned over a card before and got them to sign it, and they say, oh, you turned over 2 as 1. And it's a bad angle because all these cameras are coming up. But you just go, no, single card. And you perform the KM move to strip off that double. And you shut them up instantly. So
it's like what? Is it that one?
Yeah. So
they say, oh, you've got 2 cards there, and you go, no, it's just 1.
Yeah, no, it's just 1. So
what
do you mean? I don't know what you've seen online, but this is not what this is.
So you go, boom, that's 2 cards, 1. Fuck off, it's 1. my thinking...
It's like, get out of here, Dad.
My thinking is this, part of the reason Blind Man's Bill Change, and I talk about in the explanations, is that every magician in the world, or on TV at least, a lot of performing magicians will do like Extreme Burn or Hundy 500 or Patrick Page's Fast Cash. Or if they don't do that, the majority of others will do the $100 bill switch. And people are not as dumb as some people believe they are. I think that if your job as a magician is to convince them that you can do something that it's real, that's the way I like to think about it. And if you could really change money, and from an audience point of view, if I was going to change money and I do Extreme Burn or I do the $100 bill switch, and they go, it's amazing that magicians can make money change, but they could only ever do it that one way. I wonder, it's instantly there's a method. So like I create Blind Man's Bill Change to make sure that no one had seen that before. But then the other thing is, because I create and release magic, I've actually seen my own tricks being performed to me by people who didn't know I created them. And mostly when I'm creating tricks, I'll be having other methods coming up. So I like to, as a rule, have alternative methods for every effect. Even like Acme Hole, if you go on my YouTube, my Instagram, you can see I posted 2 different methods for it, for in case somebody tried to show me the one that I released. So it's always good to have a few. Yeah. It's like ambitious card. If your main move is the double lift and then insert it into the deck, do something else. Have a single card.
Yeah, was it Jerry Andrus thing where you do
Jerry
that?
Sadowitz control, yeah. and you're only using 1 card.
I think you've got to like have multiple methods for certain things, so that if you ever get caught out on one, you can immediately dispel, their assumption about the method with something else.
Somebody said, if you can't make a gimmick due to the circuit, it went off the screen, what are the organisations we use to get gimmicks made? I'm terrible at making gimmicks. I've got thumbs for fingers. So I just normally, it depends on the gimmick, and I'll just look for my friends who have made things similar to that. If it's a 3D print model, I'll go to like Luke Osland. If it's metal cutting, I'll go somewhere else. If it's flap card making, I'll ask like Hondo Chen. So it's a plethora of people, but just look for people who are masters of that field, and then they can help you with it. What do you think about social media tricks that you can't really perform? Is it good for magic or bad because the audience could expect the same tricks on a live show? Regards from Spain. You want to take it?
No, I don't do magic on social media much. Probably, if at all. I think there's a definite place for. I think of social media as like your outward appearance to the world. So, social media tricks that are incredibly fooling, use a really devious method, can't be done in real life. To me, they serve a purpose. They serve a purpose for growing your brand, for people that would potentially book you for gigs or for TV shows or for other things. So it definitely serves a purpose. I don't do it. I don't like it. I hate this trend at the moment of like people's fake reactions in like, where you've got like a flap here. From this perspective, the methods of flap. You're like, hey, Lloyd, watch this. Boom.
Holy shit balls! Batman, sorry, there's a dog.
I know. And to me, like, it's not for that person. Like, that person is a stooge, is a plant, is an actor. They're not actually seeing the magic. It's for the people at home. But I cringe every time I see it. And there's definitely a place for it. I think Julius Dean does a fantastic job. But the guy actually does magic gigs. So you might see him do those things online, and you're like, oh, does that really have a place in magic? But he actually then goes and does gigs as a strolling magician. So
self-promotion.
Yeah, it's just there for self-promotion. I don't see it as pushing magic forward or taking magic back. It's just, I don't know, it's just annoying.
They're not magic videos, they're prank videos essentially. But
yeah.
I think the other thing is that if I have a set of rules. I'll do visual magic, and sometimes the trick is really good, but it's angular. But I never do tricks that are camera tricks. But there'll be tricks that look good, but only maybe from a certain angle, and that's okay. But I just make sure that it's great because in real life people are so amazed with the simplest of things, but on video they tend to go back and watch it 100 times. So, for example, if I was going to do a coin in bottle on video, I would do a really visual coin in bottle, but I'd make sure when I went out to perform, I'd have Dwayne's dimension. And even so, they see you on video and they're like, oh, when I see that guy, I'm going to ask him to do that coin in bottle trick. People's memories are not amazing. So if you are doing a coin in bottle for them and you make sure it's fair and examinable, then when they see that in real life, and they go, oh, I see it with my own eyes, yeah. And the amount of times I've seen people see a trick on my YouTube or my Instagram or Facebook and then ask me to do it in real life, and I've got the same trick, but it's a different method. They're just happy to see the trick, the premise as a rule. Magicians obviously are different when you do a trick on camera compared to going to a convention and meeting them. Obviously you guys understand what the difference is. But for a lay audience, I just say only post a trick if you have a real method to match it, even if the trick is slightly changed.
Michael Hunter says, can we see your tattoo, Lloyd?
Which one? I've got a ruler one, which has got 14 inches on it. Which one? This one? This one? This one? This one? This is a stupid magic gimmick joke. This one.
Someone else says, do we support cardistry? I do a lot of cardistry. Someone says, Hitman says, any recommendations for beginner card flourishes? I see you guys doing some card flourishes, so interesting. So I do like the judo flip, but I strip it from the middle. It's a Franco Pasquale move. You can learn it on YouTube for free. Other ones, you've got Revolution Cut. Again, Brian Tudor's move. Probably Dan and Dave's The System is the best beginner card DVD. Or I guess the trilogy. Again, by then.
What was your first trick? My grandfather showed me my first trick. He had a post-it note pad. He's dead now. This was about when I was 5. I'm 30, so 25 years ago. He had a post-it note pad, and he drew a picture of a camera with the screen of a camera, and then he flicked it, and it showed a smiley face, and he created it himself. And that was the first trick I seen. And it's actually a solid method. Yeah, that's the first trick I seen.
This is a great question. Harley Calaro, I think that's Colero. Hopefully that's correct. Is it okay to say no to performing when someone wants to see something? And I always say yes. You know?
Do you mean yes to say no?
Yes to say no.
Yeah.
Like
It's very rare that if someone asks to perform, it's also okay to not perform in general. The story where I met a guy and we were having a conversation. He was super interested in what I did and creating, magic and all this stuff. And it's very, in fact, maybe one of a handful of times I've ever said, "Oh, since we're talking about it, do you want to see something?" Because I wait for magic to be introduced organically. I said, "Do you want to see some magic?" He was like, "I actually have no interest in seeing magic, but I'm very interested in talking to you." And we spent the whole night just chatting. And instead of saying, no, let me show you something, forcing it down his throat, we actually hit it off. And he's a great guy, and I've known him for years now. And it was I respected his decision, and I was like, great. And it was way better. It was a way better outcome.
A lot of people get into magic because they've got low confidence and they want something that can help them stand out. So then they lead almost every conversation. I've never met a plumber who carries a copper pipe and says, hey, I'm a plumber. Let me show you this U-bend. Never happens. So just because you are a magician doesn't mean you have to always lead with it. Try and get people to like you for who you are as a person first. And then when you see somebody and they're really interested, you can say no. And it's like, okay, it's a bit of a pushback. When you then offer, they'll be doubly interested because they know it's rare. They know it's interesting. They've kind of anticipated that moment. So, yeah.
Do you think? I do. I do think sometimes. You have any other tricks like Osiris?
Is that a tic-tac thing?
Yeah, I had to think about what it was then.
It's not.
Yeah. Do you know that still and fruity trick? That's kind of like it. Yeah, just keep your eye on social media. Maybe I'll put something up.
Go to magicstream.com and sign up, and it'll be on there. Still and fruity coming soon.
Have you ever been to the USA when you're coming back? Yeah, all the time. We'll be back in August for Magic Live.
Yeah.
Maybe Cuba for the summit?
It's not really the US though, is it?
Yeah. Wales is not really the UK. What have we got here?
Someone says, Retention by Moritz Mueller review, please. Go to Ellusionist.com, check out Retention by Moritz Mueller. There's a review page. I can't do it justice because I work here. You're going to assume I'm biased. So check out other people's reviews. It's phenomenal. There's a reason the guy is as popular as he is at such a young age. It's because he's fantastic and all of his thinking is fantastic. So check it out.
So Lloyd, did you have pizza the other day for dinner? Stephen K2, I bloody well did, mate. It was delicious. I had one last night. I'm going to have one today after this finishes. What other questions we got?
This is quite an interesting one. Talha says, in your opinion, the best magician that is currently living on Earth? Go.
Ben Earl.
Well, is best magician as in...
Living on Earth. He lives on this planet.
No, but I mean like as a thinker or as a performer?
For coin magic, Ben Earl. Card magic, Danny D'Ortiz, without a doubt. Mentalism, Pete Turner, I think. He smoked his competition. Best parlor magician is probably Jan. What's his name? Jan Fritz?
Jan Frisch.
Jan Frisch. What do you think?
I'd say most entertaining, Justin Willman for me. I love watching his stuff.
Rune Clan is good live, mind.
Rune Clan's good live. Ben Earl is a thinker for sure. He thinks completely different to most people.
Hey guys. Hello.
David Mitchell, Lloyd, does pineapple belong on pizza?
No, it does not. Question for you, David Mitchell. Is a hot dog or a sandwich?
I don't know what that means.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? It's just meat in between buns. Is a hot dog
Yeah.
a sandwich or not?
I think a hot dog's a sandwich.
What's your favourite version of the A-can? Oh god.
Ice cold A-can.
Ice cold A-can.
Mitchell Catterwell.
Mitchell Catterwell's pretty damn stunning. Pete Turner over Darren Brown. Oh, okay, yeah. Darren's the maestro. Okay, I don't know.
I'd say Darren as a performer, Pete Turner as a creator.
Yeah, if you met Pete and Darren in the same room and you said do some impromptu mentalism, propless mentalism, I think Pete would take it, to be honest with you. Like a burger as a sandwich. Yeah, exactly. Hot dogs are bologna pasties. Sticks.
Do you agree David Blaine is legend? Yes, we do.
Either we call it a hot dog. It's either we call it a hot dog, though.
Someone says, Lucy Hall says, Eric Jones is awesome. And he is.
He is. What's your favourite cupcake? Peanut butter chocolate or chocolate peanut butter cupcake with Nutella on the inside?
Where do they even make that?
They haven't made that yet, but that would be my favourite thing. What did the fisherman say to the magician? I'm just trying to think. Cod, hake, haddock, place, trout. What are fish names? Or fisherman. Pick a cod, any cod. Michael Francis, that is brilliant. Oh, I was going to show a trick then, but I can't because it's dirty. Which chocolate do you love the most? Gillian seashell chocolate. Next.
Mike J, really enjoying the stuff E is coming out with. Keep it up. Thank you. We can't take all the credit, but we had a meeting last year in like August where we just said, in Parks and Recreation, there's that bit where Aziz is like, is it a banger? It's gotta be a banger. It's gotta, how many drops does the drop have? And that's kind of what we...
Did the beat have a drop?
Yeah.
Did it double drop?
And we kind of sat there in a room and we were like,
blessed.
do you know what? We only want to create and put out...
Bangers. Absolute bangers. Bangers that make you want to slap your mama. In there, right.
Your guys are great and got a sexy voice. Thank you.
Hey, can I get a chance to meet or work with you guys and Ellusionist? Yeah, where are you in the world? We're going to be at like a lot of conventions this year. Dark or milk chocolate? Milk chocolate. Next.
Oh, dark chocolate, mate.
Yeah, you're weird.
Dark
that doesn't even
chocolate,
count.
for sure.
What do you think of controversial magic, as in using smart watches where the method is dirty but the effect's sick? It's not controversial, it's good. Can you teach any trick right now? Geraint, go.
What, teach one of my own?
Teach a simple trick. A coin trick. That's the challenge. Teach a coin trick. With one coin.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do I have a coin?
No pressure.
Yes, I do.
Dun, 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 dun,
I'll teach you
dun.
guys this. I just like it as like a flow of kind of one coin. Where am I? Over here. There's a kind of circle structure to a coin. So every time I do a retention, I place the coin here and my hand comes around. So
Show it first.
So it's here. It's kind of...
That'll
Scoot over.
I'm too fat.
So it's here, and it comes around, and you get that added moment of it being in the hand because you've wrapped it in this. So I always do the retention like this because you get like a nice casual flow from it. As you do that, you just... So this finger, and it just clip in it.
Show it when it looks good gone.
So around, in, and then I guess you could just come here, come up, show, adjust your glasses. It's gone. Where did it go? It's behind Lloyd's ear.
Oh,
And
friend!
And that is the number one trick for the live stream.
Oh, I could show blind man's bill change. Oh, no, I'm not going to teach it though. Anyone want to see the blind man's bill change? No, good, great.
Someone says, do you love me?
Yes, I bloody love you, Sven.
Yeah, do you know, I think I do love you. I'm confused by my own feelings, but now I do.
I think I love Sven. Sven, I love you.
Is E thinking about bringing back the E-log? No, it's just too hard. It's too hard to like dedicate that time to behind the scenes stuff with how much is going on.
Favorite deck of cards, blue cohorts.
Do the change. Do the change, Lloyd.
The blind man's change. Yes. Oh no, they're coming through.
Oh, someone says beautiful. I like it. Come
Let
to
me
Charleston. We have
Grab that
cupcakes.
one wallet. Do you want to see UK or US currency? UK or US currency for the change? You've got 5 seconds to answer. First one that pops up, it'll be that currency.
What would be better for Street? Scorpion or Venom? Definitely Venom. Scorpion by Bobby Mott is fantastic, but to me it's kind of perfect for the stage and parlor magic, whereas Venom is on you, so it's always ready.
Venom is in you.
It's in you. Does it go inside you? Yes, it does.
Wallet. Okay. This is blind man's bill change with UK currency.
Make sure you're on this camera as well.
I'm on this camera. There's a lag on this. I'll be good.
Sure.
All right, so look, you can see the front of the bill and the back of the bill at the same time. That means you haven't got to stand over my shoulder, and you don't have to be in two places at once. You can also see through the bill with a clear plastic window. But watch, this is £10. Now I'm going to double my money just like this. Ooh, fresh. Want to see the other side? Never mind. Is that my water? Guy's going to come to Toronto. We've been to Toronto twice. Twice in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, we go to Toronto all the time. Brad is Canadian. He's from Toronto. So the city's amazing. We go there all the time.
UK. That was clean as fuck. I gotta go. Bye, Killer King. 20% battery.
Just go. We got a challenge. We're gonna go until Lloyd's battery dies on Instagram. Someone says,
my nan dies in real life.
"Oh mate,
I'm kidding. She's dead.
She dead. She died long ago." Who's, in your opinion, the legend in card flourish? Probably Tobias Levin's the best.
I don't flourish.
What is the most visual trick you ever released, Lloyd?
Change. That change in card thing. But it was more of a statement about not using flaps to do colour changes, because everyone was just doing flap gimmicks at the time. So I needed to make a statement that sort of showed that you could do things in different ways. Someone wants this in the US. US $1 bill, if I just fold it up like this. 1 to a 20.
Oh my god, that's clean.
Yeah, probably changes it. I don't know.
Change, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
what we're working with, a famous magician from, I'll just say,
Germany.
Oh, well.
Oh.
That'll be amazing. That'll be the most visual thing ever, won't it?
Don't tell him about Masuda.
I won't say anything about
Don't
it.
say anything about Masuda. Keep that.
How old are you, mate? Lloyd. I'm 30 years old. Little baby face killer.
Nobody asked me, but I'm 28.
I know, he's younger than me.
I know, I'm younger. I look older because I've had a hard life.
He thinks very smartly, smarter than me, so it makes him age. Are you wearing the Turner watch? Yes, indeed. I think it's the best magic product. It's not even on Illusionist, so there's no bias here. This is the best product ever made. Are you as well? You've got one, haven't you?
I've got one. I'm not wearing a watch. I had a shower before we did this, so I took it off. Even though it's water resistant, which sounds like a sales point, but it's not.
David Zamora. Lloyd, you respond to your own DMs. When I can respond, it's me responding. I just get a lot, so I don't have a lot of time. Teach us 3-pack flourish, Geraint. Look very cool.
Sweet.
Very cool. Wants you to teach the 3-pack flourish. Elliot Chua.
Oh, 3-pack flourish.
Yeah. It's like the 2-pack flourish, but with less
Is
gangs.
it this one?
Shit.
The one-handed thing, or whatever, or is it this one? I don't know. This I'll teach you. Let me see, a 3-pack flourish. This is hard. Here's an easy one. Swing, have the deck in biddle grip, swing cut a third, swing cut another third, but have it out jogged halfway.
Shit.
Swing cut the final third flush with the bottom third, so you've got this middle packet sticking out.
Drop it on.
Then get your this finger. What finger do you call this, Lloyd?
The taint.
Yeah. this finger and this thumb, you're like here on this top edge of the packet. So you're kind of over it. Then your thumb goes on the back here and pulls like that to spin it around. Then your index finger grips and you turn it over as this comes out. So you end up like that.
Hot and burrito.
Little easy thing. You put me on the spot.
Do it again.
So here, comes, strips out and back under. And then you can add this final thing on the end. Because you're here, you strip out, goes around, comes under, and your index finger's already under. So you just pinch with your thumb and turn all the way around. So boom, 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 around and around.
Nailed
There you go,
it.
3 packets, enjoy.
I nailed it.
Geraint should release tricks more often. I've got a couple coming up, you know.
They're fire.
One of them's
Straight fire.
One of them's an oil and water routine, which is the most overdone, boring plotting magic, and I kind of feel like I've made it workable as a plot and different.
Talk about spectator card pocket.
Yeah, so spectator card pocket is another one I came up with to have a card appear in a spectator's pocket whilst they're holding the deck. They see a card. So they can either cut to a card or they can see one. They shuffle it in, it's gone. You're nowhere near them, and it's in their pocket. So, yeah, that's coming out soon. I don't like, you know, it's hard. Imagine this. Imagine you're going to have a certain amount of modesty in life. So releasing magic is almost like saying, you're like pushing out there how good you are. You're like, hey, look how clever I am with this.
No, it's not.
That's how I feel about it. I'm like, so I tend to keep tricks to myself for a while.
I just think that I release tricks when people ask me to. So I usually put something on Instagram and then they say, like, can I learn it? And then if enough people want it, they get it.
Do you have any reveal tattoos? I've got my 52 Jack of Clubs. If anyone says the Jack of Clubs when they think of a card, then I'll reveal it on my finger.
I got this one. I don't know if you can see it on all the video. Let me move over a little bit. So it's a bit of a stupid tattoo, but I had an idea. It says your card. So I say, I force the King of Clubs. I say, would it be amazing if I had your card, the card you freely chose, tattooed on me? And they go, yes. And I say, look, your card. And I get a laugh out of it. And then I say, no, wait. It says the King of Clubs. And it says, it's like ambergram. It's just on me. It's a bit stupid, but...
Ambergram. I used to date a girl with that name.
Ambergram.
Ambergram.
Was she a granny? Was she a gilf?
She was a stripper. Just joking. Didn't really happen. Made that up. Don't know why.
She wasn't a stripper. She was a prostitute.
Dun dun dun. Someone says hello there.
Hello.
Sven Cardistry just got a love eyes emoji, which is great.
One mentalism trick, one card trick, and one coin trick for the rest of your life. Go. From Brad Hart.
You go.
Mentalism trick. Shit. Impromptu star sign reveal. Card trick. 2-card deluxe of mine, and then coin trick would be coin and a watch, probably.
Yeah, coin trick for me, probably Kim Anderson's Coins Across in his new thing, Silver Edge. I genuinely have been doing it for like over a year. I've got my own handling for it. I do it all the time. Carry it on me all the time, so I probably do that. Card trick, probably 2-card Monty. And mentalism, probably Cypher.
I was thinking Cypher, but I couldn't. I don't know.
I can't think Cypher now that I've said Cypher.
No, but I was thinking.
Your own,
I thought when he said like one, I was thinking like
be
one
your own
coin.
Person,
one.
Be your own guy.
Because Cypher's like 5 things in one. I was thinking like one coin.
It's one mentalism trick.
Was it? What's the most difficult sleight you know regarding cards? I suck at sleight of hand, but you could do like the clip shift, can't you? Or bottom palm. Do you do that?
Yeah, probably.
Check out this shit.
And it's palmed.
WT fuck.
I don't know if they even... I guess
do it
Facebook,
again.
Facebook got a good view. Maybe I'll do this for Instagram. So it's here, and you cut the deck, and you bottom palm it. That's probably the
Okay, I'm going to try and do this.
That was it. That was the card.
I don't know the hardest light I can do.
I guess if anyone wants to learn that, if you already know bullet, by the way, this is my thing, so I can teach it. Bullets, Andre Giek's flourish. You get to that certain point where you're back here, then you drag to the bottom of the deck, and you use your index finger to put this card in this position, which is like a side on. And then once you drop your hand, it just goes into bottom palm anyway. So when you execute bullet, you use your finger to square. So you're like that, and as you drop the deck, it'll go into bottom palm like that. Then you cut, come away, it's in bottom palm, so you can do what you want.
Right, we are Chris Penny. Hit me up about Cypher, please. I can't reveal here. I'm not sure what the question is, but go to Ellusionist.com and search Cypher. It's super cheap on there. Harvey Oldham, you okay? You okay there, Lloyd? My big mate? Harvey's from Liverpool. He's fucking hilarious. I gotta stop swearing. Sorry. I got a potty mouth.
Yeah, parental advisory.
Parental advisory is advised. Agree. Any good routine with blank cards? Yeah, you could put a blank card. Oh, didn't you do the thing? You put a blank card in someone's pocket, then you make them think of a card, and it's that one, or was that with an indifferent card?
That was a different card.
I like to do any card, any number, where they think of any card, they think of any number, they deal down, and their card's there, but the deck's blank. But it's not really what you're asking.
Do you guys watch college basketball?
No.
No. The only sport I really watch is UFC.
Sealed card in a packet gum, hand to the spectator. Card switches with cards sealed in packet. Held by spectator. Does that sound okay? I think you have to DM me a video of that, haven't you?
Someone says, if I want to create a money gimmick and I don't want to lose a £20, what do I do? Do it with a receipt. Change your receipt into like a £5 note or something. I'm
going to be posting a few. Anyone that performs the blind man's bill change and uploads it online, tag me, and I'm sharing every single performance to my story. One of the people that has done it with lottery tickets. So you can do it with lottery tickets, or you can go and bet someone that if you can double your money, they have to pay you They have to pay you the same money, and then make them pay you. Say, make sure they're a man of their word, and then cut that bill up. Or use that bill to replenish what you've cut up.
Michael Hunter says, do you guys play video games?
Yes, we do. We're on Blackout at the minute, and Apex Legends for me, but he's too afraid to play, because he'll die.
I only had a PlayStation in December. I bought a PlayStation 4 in December, so add me on PSN and play Blackout with the E team. We're all on there, except Oban Jones, because he's so hipster, he's probably like...
Blackout completed it 10 years ago, mate.
Yeah, I know, but Oban's probably at some kind of coffee shop starting a protest.
Yeah. I have a modified top cop. Would you guys be interested? Yeah? Is it this sort of thing? Top cops like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I do a top palm to cop.
What's your favourite?
If you do a top palm and you push even more, you actually get it into cop. So, enjoy, everyone.
Hey, Lloyd, still waiting for your video. Haha, you bloody busy guy. I know! Magic Sing! Oh, Magic... Oh, it's Sing Ming Da. Sing! I told you I'm busy! I'll get it to you, you little shit. I'm doing this!
Yeah, Sing, can I see we've been busy for...
What's your PS4
1 hour
ID?
23.
I don't want to give mine out in a minute, guys, but gee, what's yours?
Inbox me on, DM me on social media on Instagram, and I'll give you my PS4 thing.
Favourite impossible location effect? Probably Rory Adams' Angle Z Bill effect.
Yeah.
Bloody love that. Have you read Death of Magic yet? No.
Is that Magic is Dead thing?
No, I think Death of Magic is something else. I don't know.
Death by Magic's that DMC show, isn't it?
Yeah. DMC show's
on Netflix.
Oh, Madison's top cop from Moves. Ruben Magician. Hey, Lloyd and Geraint. Hey, Ruben Magician.
Hey.
If that is your real name.
Which I see no evidence for.
Oh, no. None.
Exactly.
Is it even you, Ruben?
That's just a 40-year-old guy.
Harvey
called
Alden.
Lloyd.
Are you guys going to do a makeup tutorial? No, but we will do a make-out tutorial. When did you two start magic?
Go on, you take that one.
When I was 5.
Owen Garfield, by the way, says, "Why are you drinking out of jars?" And these are just glasses of water, mate. They're just mason jars.
Why are you not busy completing the app that you're working on? You little shit. Get back to work, monkey boy. Should I buy magic on tap from Dennis Bear? It depends if you're into that sort of magic. I've got it. There's some heavy sort of, I think there's memory work on there, and some of it's like quite higher advanced level, so it depends if you are advanced, but he's got a great card, any number. Was it A-Can? I need to refresh my memory. So he's got some really smart thinking on this, so if you like that sort of magic, smart card magic, then get it. What playing cards are those? Blue cohorts.
Your reaction about Xavier Spade.
What about him?
Yeah, what do you mean? Has he done something? Like he said, I've met him a few times. He's a good guy. I hung out with him in New York. He's nice. Unless he's like something's happened to Xavier.
I don't know.
Let us know what you mean by that. How you know the value of a magic book or deck rarity when there are reprints released a few years. Unlike most book, there is a minimal publishing marking to know its first run edition. I don't know what you mean by that. Are you saying, how do you value a deck of cards if there's going to be a reprint? I say this. If you like something, it's how much you're willing to pay. So if you really like a certain design and it's £50 on eBay, then buy it. If that's what you want to spend your money on, then do it.
KFC McDonald's. KFC every single time, Nevin Sanchez. I hear the Colonel calling my name as I sleep, and I wake up and I fucking float to KFC and order a 3-piece variety meal with gravy, large chips, and a little bottle of water to be healthy.
Yeah.
We're kind of in good mental card forces. Stay tuned to Ellusionist. Do you take deck design submissions?
Not
the
really.
views, I suppose, but very rarely.
Yeah, it's super rare. Oban Jones, he's on staff, he's in the team. He's so diverse with the designs that he can create that we don't really take deck submissions because, Oban has a backlog of... Oh, it's Danny Goldsmith. Hello.
Hey, Danny Goldsmith in the building.
Danny Goldsmith, the best.
Everyone watching this feed on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, go to Danny Goldsmith Magic on Instagram, at Danny Goldsmith Magic. All of you, go to that channel and hit follow. He's the best darn coin magician I've ever seen. Literally. Bruh, I bought 6-year DVD and learned magic, and I still noob at it. Why? I learned 6 years now. Dude, look, think about how bad you were when you started compared to where you are now. You're good. You're probably better than you think. It's like when someone looks in the mirror and their hair's grown, that to them it doesn't notice for like 3 or 4 weeks, but to other people, they don't see them for a while, and then they see them, they're like, oh, your hair's grown. It's like, really, has it? You are better than you think, and you're definitely better than when you started, so don't give up.
Someone says, what moves have you learned from the Forces Unseen? I think he means by Forces Unseen.
Ernest
Eric's Magic, written by Stephen Minch. The only thing I know from that is the longitudinal palm, where you pull out here and you get it to the top.
What about the bow steering control as well? It's like, is it that sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Push it in.
Yeah, those two. I don't really do them.
I don't do it. Favourite forces, routines using Tempest. I like to have a deck shuffled and cut by the spectator, shuffled by me, cut by the spectator, and then have them name any card, and then use Tempest to find a random number, and it'll be the A-Can.
Someone just said, how do you get in Ellusionist? So, Lloyd got me in.
And I got in Geraint. Wait, what?
Yeah. But
just work hard, find a niche.
Yeah, work hard, make yourself known out there. Brad Hart says, see you guys later, have a good one. Thanks, Brad, for joining.
See you later, Brad.
Kith Clado says, what do you carry every day? At the moment, it's a deck of cards. It's Silver Edge by Kim Anderson. It's those 3 coins in a little quiver holder. And Deadlock by Michael Murray.
I only carry my shame and weight.
Lloyd carries around potential diabetes and pizza dust.
Oh, I want pizza. How do you treat Dan and Dave as carnists or magicians? They're both. I don't even know if they're in the industry anymore.
Yeah, both.
They may not be either. Thanks for the advice on the reasons before. Show me shit. YouTube and Facebook. Lloyd, I'll send you a box of chocolates if you guys pick up my effect. What box of chocolates, Nevin Sanchez? What box of chocolates?
HT says, do you know me? And the answer to that is no. No. I think, reading into that question, do you know me? I don't think anyone should really say, hey, I know you. When they see you, they're like, hey, I know you. What they mean to say is, hey, I've seen you. Not, I know you. No one really knows anyone.
What would you guys do if all the magic companies had a Hunger Games kind of thing? Would you be down for that? Fuck yeah.
I'd murder them, all of them. I used to be a nightclub doorman, so I've had hundreds of fights in my life. I'd take on all of them. In fact, first would be us 2 against Kathy and Michelle.
Yeah.
So, Kathy and Michelle, if you're out there watching, we're going to take you down.
In reality, though, we actually are good friends with all the companies, so we'd probably end up starting it and then just going on the piss together. But I would let them defeat themselves.
Yeah, let them scrap out.
I would like, guys, we're illusionists, like, competition over. Let's all go to the pub. We'll teach you. We'll teach you our ways. I don't want to talk about throwing shit. Please shout me out, Lloyd Barnes. Flores and Jake. That's Flores, right? Flores and Jake. Shout out. What's up?
Someone else says this. Stefan says, Wilbur would kill you all. No, dude. In real life, he's about 4 foot high.
Yeah, we always put Wilbur closer to the camera.
Yeah.
So he looks taller, but
yeah.
He's legally a small man in most parts of Europe.
Yeah, he beat Down syndrome in 1991.
Brilliant. Joshua J would win. Hello from Vietnam.
Might win.
I've been to Vietnam. I was there in 2015 and I met up with a bunch of magicians. My friend, one of my best friends in the world, he's a groomsman at my wedding. Wilson lives in Vietnam. So I'll definitely go back. I will definitely go back.
Someone says, is magic really dead? No. Harry Potter playing cards, ? We did look into doing it, but, I think they ruined Harry Potter with the most recent movie with that guy in, Colin, what's his name? Fantastic Beasts. I think the second one of those ruined the Harry Potter franchise, so.
Yeah. Okay. I think Eric Mana, what's up, man? He's Manila local. I think he's
yeah.
a good guy. Ah, yes. Whose coat is that jacket? By Derek Beer. Whose coat is that jacket hanging up on the floor over there? If you can guess how many apples I've got in my pocket, you can have them both, Derek. What is your favourite card trick? We've been asked that already. Any red mine?
Any red mine.
Alright, guys. So it's 4:05. I can call it time.
Yeah,
My
time.
phone's about to die. Thank you all for your questions. If you haven't already, go and pick up the Blind Man's Bill Change. I'll show it all to you one more time. Get a little plug. $1 bill folded so you can see the front and the back. Change it into a 20. Front and back. It's clean, simple, easy. Go and pick it up if you haven't already. If not, thanks for all for joining.
We're going to take one last question. So quickly type in a question if you've got one. And we'll take one last question.
Okay, everyone type in a question. Go.
Okay, we'll take this. Cohorts blew when? In April. So probably second week of April. We will absolutely release those. And they're amazing.
Brilliant. Right, that's it, folks.
Thanks everyone.
For tuning in.
Really appreciate it. Thanks.
You made us go for a lot longer than we were supposed to. It's going to be really awkward now. You know what? When you walk down the street and you say bye to someone, and then they walk the same direction as you? We've got to do this thing where we have to press the live feeds off. And it's going to make our faces look even fatter than they actually are. So,
yeah. And it's like when you go to a grocery store and you see a friend on aisle 1, you're like, hey, it's been a long time. And then you're like, anyway, catch you later, bye. Then you both go the opposite way, and on aisle 2 you see each other again.
And you
You're
go,
like, hey, fancy seeing you here.
Or it's like when you ask someone, hey, how you doing? They go, not good. You go, oh, well, I've been great. See you later, man. Just don't ever do that. Right, guys, we've got to go, so we're going to lean in really close.
Right,
we're not
enjoy,
trying to kiss
everyone.
you.
Thanks so much for joining
Love
in.
you. Bye. Wait. Hey, end. Bye.